Hello and welcome to another edition of the Son of Kaiju Review Podcast. I'm Protomit.
I am Tank.
And today we'll be talking about Mazinger Z versus Devilman.
The funniest thing, the title is because I believe they never fight.
Oh, they do versus each other. At some point. May not be directly Mazinger Z fighting Devilman, but Mazinger Z does fight Devilman in some capacity. It's just like with the Sentai versus movies. There's always some moment where they are at odds with each other, whether it is in the form of fighting or ideologically. And in this version, it's motorcycle-y.
Ing.
Motorcycle-y. I know what I said. Don't goddamn put words in my mouth, you motherfucker.
See what I have to deal with, folks?
Now, while this movie came out during Mazinger Z's airing period, it is not canon to the show. So, you don't need to have seen the show in order to get this movie. That having been said, I don't know if you should have seen Devilman before watching this movie. I hadn't.
I hadn't. They were demons.
Yes. I'm very unfamiliar with Devilman for the most part. I read a little bit of the manga years ago.
And?
I didn't find it bad. I just didn't read very far into the series.
So you read the first volume?
I read the first chapter.
Wow. You haven't even completed it.
I never claimed to have. I told you I didn't have a lot of experience with it. I get the general premise, at least what's presented in the manga.
So pretty much he's a guy that can turn into a demon to fight other demons.
Yes.
And Mazinger Z is just a giant robot that beats up other giant robots.
Yes.
There's the plot of each show. Now let's talk about this movie, if we want to.
Okay. It first starts off with Mazinger Z having to face off against some of Dr. Hell's machine beasts.
Yep.
Which is
beating them quite easily.
Which is par for the course for the series.
The lady robot ends up...
Aphrodite A.
Yeah, Aphrodite A ends up losing an arm, but she ends up shooting her boobs at the thing and defeating it.
That is still weird even in context.
Yes, her boobs are missiles.
Yep. Like I said, it's still weird even in context.
Yep. It's... Okay, literally, when I came over one day and you were watching Mazinger Z, and I just saw it happen, I'm just like, what the fuck?
And yet, where is the logical place to put missiles on a female robot, other than the boobs?
Well, it was a different time.
Going a guy is fucking weird.
Yeah. Yep, so...
Yeah, the guy can go from making kids show to porn with like a snap of the fingers.
He's done it.
And then switch right up to horror.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all just within one comic. Probably. I wouldn't put past him.
No, I wouldn't either.
But Mazinger Z saves the day because he's Mazinger Z.
Yeah.
Piloted by Koji Kabuto.
Koji Kabuto.
We just call him Koji. All his friends do.
His brother calls him bro.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, this movie kind of just assumes that you've seen Mazinger Z. It's not a required viewing. I mean,
no.
You had seen it before seeing the show. So.
Yeah, I've seen, I'm literally borrowing Mazinger Z now to get more caught up on my lore for Mazinger Z. And what I've seen so far, meaning the first episode, because I had to bring it back for filming of other stuff.
It's good.
It's good, yes, good. So, pretty much, Dr. Hell has his minions
trying to attack the Photon Research Institute, like they always do.
Mm-hmm. But then there's they encounter a demon?
Demon lady.
Yep.
Siren.
And he ends up kind of talking them to joining forces against Mazinger Z. And
Not at first. I mean, at first, Siren is just attacking the city because she can.
Mm-hmm.
And Akira Fudo, the human host of Devilman, is basically watching this whole thing.
Yep.
And fights back against her. So Dr. Hell's subordinate, Baron Ashra, who is played by two voice actors, because one half is female and one half is male, which makes not a whole lot of sense even in context. But that's just how weird Mazinger Z is.
Yep.
Informs Dr. Hell about its new development.
Don't mind that.
So then they go to the Arctic and I guess melt the ice there with giant drills. Looks more like breaking, but the subtitles said melting, so I'm going to have to trust the subtitles.
I don't trust it. That drill was breaking things.
But yeah, no, that was all to unleash the demons and their leader, Zenon.
Mm-hmm. Zenon looks like a cat.
Looks like a cat with a face on his stomach.
Yep. Yeah.
But Dr. Hell uses this opportunity to implant control devices on him and Cyrene so that he can control all the demons in his plan to destroy Mazinger Z. Now, while that's going on, Akira decides to challenge Koji to a motorcycle competition.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
It's a good race. And this is the only time that they actually kind of fight, like Protomet said before. Motorcycle-y. And
while Akira is impressed with Koji's motorcycling skills, he also acknowledges that there's no way that Mazinger Z can win. Because he can't fly.
Well, they're working on a device where...
jet scrander.
Yep. That can make him fly. So...
The demons decide to attack the Photon Research from within and destroy and really wreak havoc on the jet scrander.
It was mostly Cyrus.
No, it's just like shape-shifting demon. Kind of looks like a melty slug.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. Purple melty slug with like a bunch of eyes.
So it's Eye Guy just melted?
Maybe. I think it may have less eyes than Eye Guy.
Maybe. Well, Eye Guy's just eyes.
Yeah. At some point, Aphrodite A's pilot, Sayaka Miki, gets kidnapped along with Koji's little brother, whose name I can't remember. And they get taken up into space, or at least the clouds, because that's where the devils live, on the clouds, which...
And more, I believe devils are underground.
Mostly, yeah. Now they're coming from glaciers and living on clouds. It's like... Although them living above a forest of spike trees. That makes sense. That checks out.
Yeah.
But anyway, Akira turns into Devilman to rescue the two.
Mm-hmm. And Koji ends up seeing them kind of somewhat unconscious or just down. And he asked Devilman what he did, and then he turned into Devilman to fight again.
At some point, they wind up in the ocean fighting against demons and Dr. Hell's forces. Mm-hmm. And Mazinger Z saves Devilman from a net.
Yep. And I just have to say, all the blinky lights, if you have epilepsy, that might cause a seizure.
Yeah. I mean, there are other things that are probably worse than that. But
Yeah, but it's like close.
For the big climax, Dr. Hell sends out a whole squadron of his machine beasts and demons. And during all this, the scientists at the Photon Research Lab are trying to fix up the Jet Scrander, which they managed to do, but they haven't tested it yet. So Koji decides, yeah, no, this is the test. We're doing this.
We haven't tested it. Well, we are now. Okay.
That's because Devilman's wings get broken
or something like that, and he's been beaten pretty. He's beaten and bloody, and then he's up in the clouds, like
being crucified, basically.
Yeah, pretty much, and just being whipped by his tail.
Devilman has a tail. Whose tail?
Zenon.
Yeah, probably. I can't remember what. I'm again not terribly familiar with Devilman, so
yeah.
I can't remember exactly what everybody looks like outside of Cyrene because
it's a girl.
It's a harpy lady.
Yeah. Just whipping. He's just whipping them, and then Mazinger Z ends up flying up in the air, and he ends up shooting his lasers and his fists, and he ends up cutting a demon in half with his new wing.
Yeah. Actually, I think that's what he does to Zenon.
Yep. And Siren ends up just falling, getting one of her wings cut off, and then she falls into the spiky trees.
Yes.
And that's how she gets defeated. So, yeah, this isn't a very long movie.
No, it's less than an hour long. It's only about 45 minutes, and that's kind of rounding up. But it definitely is more action-packed than story-driven. Like, there is a story there. It's fairly easy to follow, but it's really just there to provide context for the action sequences.
Yeah.
And that's completely fine. This was a fun movie. Definitely in the spirit of Mazinger Z, and I assume Devilman. Again, haven't seen Devilman, but given how big the demons are in this movie, like Kaiju size, maybe I should check the anime out, see if that's worth talking about on this channel.
Well, see how far you got into the manga. I wonder how you can get through the anime.
Well, I skimmed the premise of the anime, and it does look like it has differences. And for the record, I didn't stop reading the manga because I lost interest. I just lost interest in general. Like, I more read the first chapter just to kind of see what it was about, and then kind of just fell off a bit. But Go Guy has so much stuff that you can read whatever. So
yeah,
it definitely didn't have kaiju-sized monsters in it, though, from what I could tell.
All right. Yeah. So
I don't really know what else to say.
No. It's a good movie. Check it out. Like we said, you don't need to watch either of the shows to get the premise or whatever.
Yeah. It is fun.
Oh, yeah.
It is worth it checking out, too.
Yes. So, till next time.
Also, the music is great.
Oh, yes.
It's got a lot of Ichiro Mizuki, who sadly passed away recently.
Yeah, that's sad. I really don't know what to say.
Yeah. So, bye.
Bye, everyone.